Now, it's only fair because the last time these two teams played,
we didn't have ours.
Cooper Rush started for Dak, and Jalen Hurts started for Philly, and Philly won that. So I guess the football gods are putting their thumb on the scale?
Maybe.
By putting Gardner Minshew in this game and taking the MVP, I believe, front runner prior to this news of his shoulder injury, Jalen Hurts out, unless Jalen Hurts is still going. But every report says he's out with a strained throwing shoulder.
I think he should rest.
Suffered in the win over Chicago, in which, as Chris Long pointed out in hour one, he still had 100 yards passing in the fourth quarter with it.
With it, yeah.
Nick Sirianni today on Jalen Hurts' injury.
He's got a sprained shoulder, and I do not put it past Jalen Hurts. I don't put anything past Jalen Hurts as far as his mental and physical toughness. So there's a chance he could play this week. And so he is one of the toughest guys I know. And he heals fast. He's a freak. His body is not like, pardon me, yours or mine, right? And so I'm shaming myself there a little bit too. His body's not like ours. He heals fast. He came back fast from his injury last year. And you know, I will not rule him out. I will not put a timetable on him. And we'll see. We'll see what happens this week. But both guys he'll be ready to go if he can play this week, and so will Gardner.
So there you got it. There you have it. You got yourself another situation where the Philadelphia Eagles are rolling to the playoffs with an MVP quarterback, and they lose him late in the season. It was week 14 in their championship run where Carson Wentz decided to go headfirst in the end zone in the L.A. Coliseum against the Rams, and Aaron Donald met him there, and that's when Nick Foles came in. But that was an injury that knocked Carson Wentz out for the rest of the year. So is it Gardner Minshew in the role of Nick Foles? Well, you're hearing, though, Nick Sirianni say he might play this week, knowing Jalen Hurts. If I'm Nick Sirianni, though, I do not play Jalen Hurts this week.
No chance.
You do not need to play Jalen Hurts this week. You're already in a win the whole damn conference scenario entering week 16. There's 2 more games in which to attempt to do it. A home date against New Orleans seems a lot better to me.
Yep.
To do that. And so that's what I would counsel. I don't even, I'm not a doctor. I don't play one on TV. I haven't seen the MRI. But I'm hearing that. But you're already hearing, oh my gosh, shades of 2017, when Carson was our quarterback and he goes out and pretty much the 1 seed was sealed anyway, and Nick Foles starts coming in and the magic happens. And sure enough, we play the NFC Championship game at home against Minnesota, which, by the way, is your 2 seed right now. It's lots of shades of championship glory. And people are already buying the grease for their telephone poles, right? And, I counsel twice 2 things. One, I don't believe from everything I'm hearing that Hurts is significantly hurt. But he's hurt enough for them to sit him this week. And I think they should. And if that happens, do not take this cheese. Don't do it. It's going to come. I know it. I know this business, and I know how people work in this business, and I know who works in this business. Do not take the cheese. That Gardner Minshew is the best quarterback for this run if he looks as good as he's going to look. It's interesting that Minshew, if he starts this game, is in the Cooper Rush role of starting in a game against the rival in Dallas in the same way that Rush started in this game in a rival against Philadelphia. But don't make the same mistake so many people made back in that day that Rush was better for Dallas than Dak. Now, when Dak comes back, maybe he shouldn't have his job. And remember I told you also back at that time, we ran through a whole bunch of quarterbacks in the NFL who's just one long injury stint away from being in that same barrel with fan bases and media chatter. That who in this league would be immune to the behavior from fans and media alike that Dak was subjected to when he was coming back and convalescing from his broken thumb? Who would be immune from it? Like Mahomes would be immune from it. Herbert would be immune from it. Allen. I mean, you know the quarterbacks who would be.
Yeah, of course.
I will find it fascinating, certainly in Philadelphia and nationally, to see if Jalen Hurts is immune to it after being the far and away, despite how Mahomes and Allen had been playing, going into Week 15, MVP favorite. And the way he played in Week 15 as well, despite turning the ball over in a rarity for him. Don't take the cheese. Please don't take the cheese. I love Gardner Minshew. He's so exciting. He's fun. The way he will arrive to work and come off the plane is intoxicating. It's going to be fun. And Sirianni and him are just going to be like a great buddy cop drama that, or the cannonball run going across the country. Minshew even looks like Burt Reynolds, not to say that Sirianni's the Dom DeLuise, but you get my drift. Don't take the cheese that will come with Gardner Minshew starting. Jalen Hurts is a superlative talent. He is the MVP of this league. And I already saw members of the media already say, Minshew is just as good. Well, now we're about to see it.
Recently?
Yes, sir. Look it up. Look it up.
So 300 yards, 3 touchdowns. Then what?
Take the cheese. Then you'll hear Hurts is a system quarterback. Don't do it. Honestly, find something else to do in the holiday season.
You're 1,000% correct.
It's coming. Yeah. Don't take it.
So I should cross that off Overreaction Monday next week?
Well, yeah, next week for sure.
Since you'll be in Europe. But yeah, it's coming. Don't do it. I'm counseling everyone. I'm begging y'all. Don't do it. Hurts deserves better. But Minshew, I think, will be very good in it, and I think he's got a talented team around him. Certainly, if we're seeing Brock Purdy operate the way that he's in San Francisco, Minshew's got a heck of a lot more experience than Purdy. And he's going to make some wild plays, and it's going to be fun to watch. And Sirianni's going to be yelling at the Cowboy fans, and it's going to be a dynamite game to watch. Either way, don't take the cheese, all I'm saying. Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.